Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. It's me, Vinod. Today the market was a little negative to start with. Then some news about RBI and everything came out, and it left the market feeling rather happy about the banking sector, and the bank nifty was sent surging forward. As I'm recording this video, it's at 3. The banking nifty right now is up by almost 2%. What is the RBI trying to do? The RBI is trying to stabilize the economy by injecting liquidity, as they say, into the market. The problem is these are all short-term fixes. Anand explained this a lot to you guys. The main thing is the interest rates in India, those are high. Until those interest rates come, liquidity will still be tight. People are not going to be taking loans. And if you've seen anything, it is very apparent there's a lot of pain in the economy, and this is not really going to help. And the reason why the RBI cannot reduce the interest rate is very simple. The American interest rates are very high, and the Indian rupee is already very weak. By reducing our interest rates, it's going to hurt the Indian rupee even more, pushing up the cost of our imports. Yes, exports will tend to make more money, but the pain would be terrible in terms of imports, because we still do import quite a bit in India. So there is going to be a lot of pain. And of course, when the rupee becomes weaker, the FIIs and the FPIs will pull out more money. And already this month is the third largest month in terms of withdrawal from the Indian market by the foreigners. So if this continues, it will only be worse. So the RBI is in a situation where they really can't do much until and unless the Americans start moving, or there's change in the headwinds of Indian economy, which can only happen if interest rates come. So it's like a vicious cycle which goes round and round. Because if you see, even DLF, a stock which you would have seen doing very well today and surging, it was because of a property of theirs which has done very well in terms of sale, and that's a luxury property where each townhouse is being sold at priced at 70 crores. So it's very strange in this economy where we are, where everything is tight and everything is difficult, as I'm saying, where FMCG companies are coming out and saying there's a depression in demand even in urban areas, and it's hurting. You have the other side, flip of it, luxury townhouses priced at 70 crores plus being sold out. So there is a real split in the Indian society, to say. I don't want to be a societal analyst. I don't want to get into anthropology and say what's happening there. But it's evident, economically speaking at least, where things which are super expensive, such like a 70 crore townhouse, is being snapped up and is being sold out, while simple things as soap, shampoos and toothpaste are finding it hard to find customers. So keep that in mind. That's where the economy is right now. The next thing which I wanted to move on was, of course, ITC, since we're talking about FMCG. FMCG, ITC, its hotels have been separated. We saw the price discovery happening. Tomorrow is when the ITC hotel shares are going to be listed. So what to expect? What should the investors do? Is what I hope to do for the remaining bit of this video, to offer you a bit of wisdom. ITC is a great company. ITC hotels are a great set of hotels. They're the second largest branded hotels in terms of size in India, and they're behind the Tatas in terms of everything, the Indian hotels. So there's a great prospect for this hotel company to do well. They've promised to inject a lot of capital, and that was the main reason why ITC has spun off its hotel into a separate company. 1, to unlock value for investors. 2, to unlock value for the company itself, because hotel industry is such that it requires a lot of capital, and that is being difficult for ITC hotels being within ITC to raise that capital. Second, if the FMCG, whatever profits it's generating, is getting swamped and swallowed by ITC hotels. So this way, each gets its functions independently of each other and see what happens. Of course, ITC still owns a large chunk of ITC hotels. So even if you don't want ITC hotels, by the virtue of buying ITC, you still own ITC hotels. This comes to the question of a lot of you have been asking me, should I buy ITC hotels? I would say wait and watch. If you're already getting ITC hotels thanks to the arbitrage which you've been working on and you've been awarded your shares, I'll say sit on that. Don't be in a rush to sell it, and there is no profit to be booked here, in the sense that we are value investors. So I would strongly urge you to hold whatever 6, 5, 10, 2, 3, whatever ITC hotel shares you have, hold on to it. Let's see what happens. Right? I'm not encouraging you to buy more ITC hotels, because I want ITC hotels to settle down in the market. I want to see a year go by where we see its financials and see what's happening, because so far whatever we are seeing in ITC hotels, it's all buried within ITC's own balance sheets. So this will be much better for us to really assess the earning and what it's planning to do, the directions they plan to take, how they plan to raise money. We can sit and watch, and then we can decide how much is the value in this and what price we should be buying it. Of course, like I said, the company is a great company, it is of value, but what is important is to come to an understanding on what is the right price for ITC hotels for us to invest in. So that's why I would say let's wait a little bit. And if you are buying ITC's shares itself, because ITC itself is at a fabulous valuation, if you're buying ITC, which is a fabulous valuation, you're getting ITC hotels too. So either way, it's in a win situation if you just keep buying ITC, which is already there in our list. So hang on, don't sell it, don't rush to buy it. You may see some price movement on ITC and ITC hotels tomorrow. The reason why you might see this price movement on ITC and ITC hotels tomorrow is we are the British American Tobacco, the parent company of ITC, and they have already made it very clear they don't wish to hold on to ITC hotels at all. They only are interested in the tobacco end of the business, so they only want to hold on to ITC. A couple of years ago, they dumped ITC shares because the investors and shareholders in UK demanded that they dilute some of it and bring that money home because the company is struggling there. So for that reason, they did dilute some, and we did see the depression in the ITC price at that point in time when Anand encouraged you to look at it and dip it in tiffin coffee style. So same way, we might see that kind of a depression coming in ITC and ITC hotels. But when it's selling ITC hotels, they may sell some ITC too. So we'll have to wait and watch. There will be some price movement, if not immediate, in the coming few weeks or so. As British American Tobacco decides to unload the ITC hotel shares through their approval process, it will come and they will start selling it. Should you be buying it at that point in time? We will tell you at that point in time as the news and information comes to more clarity on what is happening with BAT, how much they plan to sell, what is their target price. So once we understand that, then we can see if there's an opportunity. So don't fixate on ITC tomorrow. My advice would be to watch. If there is any really reason to immediately put it on the top of our list, I'll be there on Instagram, on WhatsApp channel, screaming, saying, come on guys, ITC looks very great. I'm looking at ITC. I hope you're looking. I'll definitely come out screaming at you guys there. Other than that, the rest of our list is still very much viable. What I had sat with Anand on Sunday and we had gone through all the banks which we spoke about, all the other companies we spoke about. We spoke about Tata Motors, and tomorrow I wanted to do an in-depth study about Tata Motors in terms of how much value it holds and why you are not really looking at the value of Tata Motors. That you should not just be looking at the cars and the car sales, right? Yes, they do make cars and they sell cars, right? And that makes a lot of news. But there's more to Tata Motors than that. So I really wanted to dive into it. But today I thought since ITC is listing tomorrow that I should talk about it. There's one more thing which a lot of you have been asking me is that, sir, my ITC shares, hotel shares are not listed in my account. All of you would have got your mail from ITC on how much shares you have been allotted and when. That mail is what is most important. These allotment happen sometimes in blocks and in chunks. So I'm sure tomorrow most of you would definitely have your allotment. I'm sure all of you will have as it lists tomorrow. But in case if it's not there, this is what you have to do. There is something known as an investor's cell. Investor cell or investor desk or investor communication, whatever you want to call it. We call it investor cell in ITC. We have to send them out a mail. That email address and contact will be on their website under investor relations. And you should send them out a mail saying this is my account number, DMAT account number. This is what the shares, this is what here's my mail. According to mail, this is what I'm eligible for and it's not reflecting in my account. And they will definitely revert and they will help you and get it sorted out for you. Shouldn't be a problem. Nothing to worry about. Those shares are yours. If you have, especially have the email, it's 100% yours. So you will get it. Don't worry about it. And anyway, I don't want you to sell it or think of selling it. So if it comes in a day or two, it really is not going to affect you tremendously as we plan to sit on it for some time. That would be my advice. For those of you who did not get the email, then make sure that you bought the ITC shares before the cutoff date and not on the cutoff date. Because like some of you did by thinking it's an ITC price correction on the day of discovery when ITC hotels was removed. So that means they've already crossed that threshold. So do check that and make sure that you actually have bought it on the right time. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative and entertaining as always. I do wish you a wonderful evening today as you carry on and have your dinner and get to bed. And have a wonderful day tomorrow. I will be there on Instagram to always wish you in the morning at 5 o'clock and get your day going. have something inspirational to drop in about investing, about why value investing and mindset is very important. That is a book me and Anand are working on right now about mindset and value investing, how they are one and the same, how it's very symbiotic, the relationship between mindset and value investing. So that book will probably come out by end of the year, hopefully. But I do share bits and pieces of what me and Anand have so far stitched together over there for you guys to read and to give you some insight. And of course, definitely ask you for your opinion and think what you think of what I'm writing so far, which has been a lot of fun. Other than that, of course, keep an eye on AI. It's a lot of fun watching what's happening with DeepSeek in China and what is happening to the American NASDAQ because of that. There seems to be a lot of jitters. There's a lot of humor being shared on Twitter, on other social media, making very funny memes about the American billionaires and China and Trump. So do enjoy it. I would say don't worry about it. These things are temporal, right? Is the bubble in AI going to burst? I don't know. I can't predict the future. But there is a bubble there. Lots of stocks are tremendously overvalued, while there are some which are still undervalued. What is undervalued and what is overvalued, I'll try and catch up with Anand over the weekend to discuss those tech stocks, as they say, and maybe give you a little more insight. Maybe this weekend will be tough because we have the budget happening. Anand will be really swamped with a lot of information on the budget and budget videos. But I'll try, if I can, squeeze him into this weekend to have a conversation at least on Sunday with us. Otherwise, sometime during next week, I'll definitely pull Anand in to have a conversation about tech stocks, AI, and the bubble, and all that goodies out there. I know. Nothing else more to say. Like I said, have a wonderful evening. See you again tomorrow. This is Vinod signing off. Bye.
Hey guys, that my uncles Vinod Srinivasan, Anand Srinivasan and I have rolled out our Substack, which is basically a blog/newsletter where we're going to post our original research onto it, and we've analyzed macroeconomic trends. And a lot of you know my uncle Anand Srinivasan and I regularly write for The Hindu, and these articles are also going to be made available for you in the Substack. The link is moatinvesting.substack.com. You'll find it in the description and in the video right now. We hope you go check it out. We've put a lot of time and effort into it. And please give us comments and feedback on what you read. Thank you.